Welcome back to the Tea and a Buddy podcast. I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
And on today's show for you, we've got a very special show lined up for you, haven't we?
We do.
We're going to be talking about our favourite Xmas films.
Yes.
Our favourite Christmas films. And we asked across all social media what yours were. And we got some good responses, I think. Yeah.
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 I think that they're sort of standard, but we'll get into
the standards, yeah.
Yeah.
There's just one now that I've thought of, actually, that wasn't on the list.
Oh,
that nobody
said.
Yeah.
I think that... So this episode is going to be social media's favorite Christmas
Social media's
movies.
favorite Christmas movies as ranked by you. Well, not even ranked,
we didn't rank them.
We didn't rank them.
I think if you guys...
We could probably do a quick ranking.
Well, we did that last year, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did.
On Instagram, we did we did a tournament of Christmas movies. I can't remember which one.
Series of Christmas films or something.
I can't remember which.
I know we did the World Series of Pies. But...
Yeah, I can't remember which film actually ended up on top. I kind of want to say Home Alone
I think it was probably Home Alone or Elf. Oh, that was another one that didn't come up.
Elf. Spoilers. Yeah,
we're getting into this now.
We'll get to the list in a second. Several of them were said over and over across social media, so that's fine. But we also want to talk about, at the end of this, some of the newer Christmas movies that are not considered classics, obviously. There's a lot of Christmas movies there, really.
And it's funny because the BBC just recently did an article about, there's been a lot of, Christmas movies this year being made.
Oh, yeah?
Either 2020 or 2021, there's been a whole slew of them with the word Christmas in them,
Oh, really?
And so it's
we haven't seen many of them then, I guess.
I mean, I'm guessing they're taking into account the Hallmark films and all that, because there's a lot of Christmas Hallmark films.
I think on Hallmark, I mean, do any of you guys watch Hallmark at Christmas or any time really? But I want to say on Hallmark, they've got a new film every day or every night. I don't know if I'm making that up.
A new film every night?
Yeah.
I mean, how long are those films?
Well, they're just an hour
and when you think about it, it's just kind of the actress, because there's always that one actress, isn't there? There's always one or two actresses
it's
that you see.
That Lacey Chabert. I don't know how to say her last name. I can't remember what her last name.
She is the Hallmark Christmas queen.
Her and Candace Cameron.
Candace Cameron Bure,
yes. Yeah. They're in pretty much all of them,
everything,
I think.
And it's they must be kept busy doing that all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, doesn't it get boring because you're only doing the same type of movie over and over again, aren't you?
Oh, God, yes.
It's your occupation changes, every so often.
It's everybody,
the outcome is the same.
She runs a donut shop and somehow runs into a prince on the street, and they don't like each other at first, but then he invites her back home to his castle for Christmas.
Christmas at Castleberry Hall.
In a place called something Ovia,
yeah,
usually.
Ovia or Castleberry.
Yes. Yeah. But no, it's interesting now with all these streaming sites, I think, that they're all kind of in competition to get Christmas viewers. So they're all that's probably why there's so many Christmas films.
Netflix have started doing it, but I mean, because in the UK, people watch the Hallmark films that they can't see on Netflix.
Yeah.
And so they think it's a Netflix Christmas film, it's pretty bad. But
it's terrible.
It was Hallmark originally,
It's the kind of thing you put on in the background just because, oh God, I've seen Elf a billion times.
You don't have to.
Oh God, I've seen, the Santa Claus a billion times. I can't watch it one more time. Oh, here's a Hallmark film I've never seen, and I'm in a Christmassy mood. So you put it on in the background.
A Delicious Christmas or something it'll be called, and it'll be, she'll work at a donut shop.
She makes cupcakes.
And, a guy comes in and he gets mad because he didn't get his cupcakes, and then he's like, oh, you're actually really attractive.
Or she parked in his spot.
Oh, you parked in my spot.
He works across the street and she parked in his spot and he's going to have her
Who
car
is that guy?
towed.
I don't like that guy.
Oh gosh, but they're fun, they're easy. It's like they're Christmassy,
Yes.
so it's just like you put it on when you're wrapping presents or cleaning the house or whatever. Anyway, let's get to this list.
Well, yeah,
they're in absolutely no order,
random order.
Yeah, we just kind of went to our Instagram,
and we'll give our patrons a shout out. And if you want to become a patron.
Yeah.
Then head on over there and become one.
Patreon.com/tea-and-a-butty.
Yeah.
TEA and BUTTY.
Yes.
And A. Oh, gosh.
And A, yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
The first one on this list is Home Alone. Someone said Home Alone. And that wasn't really said several times either.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because some of these were said several times, and it was just Home Alone. And,
which Home Alone, though, is the question.
Probably Home Alone, the first one.
New York. Home Alone Lost New York, that's my favorite.
That's Home Alone 2. But, I mean, there's been 3, 4, and 5 now.
And, gosh, I think there's a new one of that this year, actually, on Disney Plus, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it. Obviously, I mean, I have not seen it, as in sat down and watched it, but I have seen
like of the third and fourth movies, and I think there was a fifth. So this new one will be the sixth.
I seem to think my dad rented like the third one or something at some point.
The third one was,
and it was just
it was a carbon copy of the first film.
Yeah, it was excruciating.
With a new kid and everything like that. Yeah, because I think it came out in like the late 90s.
But you know what? They have shown Home Alone over and over and over this year, and I'm here for it. Like, I just turn it on. I cannot tell you how many times I've watched it this year.
You've even dressed up like Kevin McAllister, haven't you?
I'm not even a little bit mad about it. It's just like, this has been a difficult year, and I'm not feeling super Christmassy, so it's just like, yeah, Home Alone.
So we got ourselves some matching pajamas for it. And, I didn't get you a little bobble hat to be exactly like Kevin McAllister yet, but,
Yeah, I don't think they don't wear matching pajamas in Home Alone, I don't think. I think they do have Christmassy pajamas, though. I just saw that. I was watching it again, Lost in New York, earlier.
Lost in New York, everybody.
And I think when they, at the end scene, when they're all in the plaza, and they wake up and they're like, wake up, everybody, it's Christmas, and they all are in, like, Christmassy looking. They're not matching, but they're all in Christmassy looking pajamas.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Buzz, randomly.
Yeah, Buzz. Remember him.
Thanks,
Buzz.
But Home Alone, that really is a classic, isn't it? I mean, there's no other Christmas movie like it.
It's not Christmas until you see Harry and Marv.
So it's so good.
Home Alone. I'd say the second one is the best film, and then they could have just knocked it on the head there, but for whatever reason, and nobody ever sees the third, fourth, and
no one ever says, "Oh, Home Alone 4 is my favorite."
Home Alone 4, yeah, it was a different kid again.
I can't even believe they made a fourth one. Like, that many people watched the third one that they made a fourth one?
No, I mean, they're all direct-to-video.
Yeah, they must have been.
Yeah, they were all direct-to-video, and then, that was it, yeah.
All right, next on the list.
This is from a patron, Jane Bauman.
Jane Bauman!
Hello, Sunny Jane Bauman. She said, The Bishop's Wife, the original one with Cary Grant and Irene Dunne. My fave, so good.
I have seen it, but not in ages.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's been so long now that it's difficult for me to even. I know they did a remake of it with Denzel Washington.
Oh and
Whitney Houston, I think, is the wife in that one. Yeah, it's really good though.
What is it, like a screwball comedy?
No,
they were very popular.
Oh gosh, yeah, we should have looked it up. You guys, we still have cable for some reason.
Cable?
We desperately need to get rid of it because there's absolutely nothing on most of the time. And we do not get Turner Classic Movies anymore, which is where I used to watch all of these old Christmas films. The Bishop's Wife and Christmas in Connecticut, which is my probably favorite of some of these old ones. There's another one with Robert Mitchum's that's quite cute.
Robert Mitchum.
Yeah, it's like...
He's known for starring in westerns.
It's like, I can't remember who the lead actress is, but her husband has died, I think, and she has like 3 guys that are trying to court her, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And it's quite a cute one. What are some of the other old ones? They show...
Christmas in Connecticut is one.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, no, and that didn't come up on the thing, and that was the one I thought of.
Yeah, no one mentioned that one. It's
Barbara Stanwyck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and,
it's really good.
What was his name? George something.
George? No, I don't know. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know the other actors. But yeah, The Bishop's Wife. We're gonna have to see if we can. We're gonna have to see if that's streaming somewhere, because it's definitely been a long time.
Well, because we've got Roku, and it's got like that free stuff on it. Mm-hmm. The Tubby or the Tubi. I call it Tubby because it sounds cuter. And there's another one as well, and they've got some old stuff on there, like old sitcoms from the 50s and stuff like that.
What is it? I think the BBC tends to show old movies.
Oh yeah,
too. So
yeah,
we may be able to find it on there. Yeah. That's a good one. I'm glad somebody brought up an obscure one, because pretty much all the rest of them on the list are the same ones that everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. The next one is from another patron, Jay Fleshman. Hello, Jay. He said A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, so good. Christmas time is here.
George C. Scott's Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
So he plays Scrooge in that.
That was always
they always say that's a definitive version.
Yeah, it's my grandma's favorite Christmas Carol. It's classic. It's definitely classic.
Early 80s.
When I was a kid, my favorite Christmas Carol was the Mickey Mouse, the Christmas Carol.
Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Yeah, Mickey's Christmas Carol.
That was all right, but I think mine is on here. My favorite version.
Of it. But A Charlie Brown Christmas is so good. I mean, A Christmas Carol is classic. Whoever does it. Yeah. Playing your invisible piano.
Yes. And I'm doing my dance. Like they do. Several people said It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
And that is a classic one. That's probably that's the one you see being played in films all the time around Christmas.
Yeah,
I think they're always watching it. In Home Alone, they're watching it.
Yeah, yeah. That's the ultimate Christmas film, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, anyway. That's probably my very favorite Christmas film.
Mary!
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. A classic. I mean, you gotta love Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
Yeah. Also on the list that several people mentioned, another one of my grandma's favorites, and definitely a fun one to watch, is White Christmas.
White Christmas, yeah.
Yeah,
the song was so popular they built a film around it.
Yeah, probably that's true. I mean, do you know that for a fact?
No, I don't know that for a fact. No, somebody else said, it may have been down here, that they didn't like the editing on White Christmas.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Something about the editing's terrible.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly.
I mean, because I guess sometimes they cut movies to have commercials and stuff in them.
Yeah.
But I mean, so there's a theatrical cut, which is like, 2 hours long or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's one that's made for TV, so they can insert commercials and they just cut out scenes entirely, and it just looks, I mean, they obviously have to do that with Love Actually over here,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can't think of anything offhand, and I've seen that film multiple times.
A Wonderful Life and White Christmas,
You had never seen White Christmas, though, before you met me, had you?
No, no, I hadn't.
But now look how many times he's seen it.
Yes.
He knows that. Yeah.
Yes.
Classic.
Snow.
But actually, and I think you've mentioned this before when we've done Christmas podcasts. That wasn't his first, Bing Crosby being his.
Yeah, no,
that wasn't his first performance of the song.
No, he did it in Holiday Inn in like the 30s.
Yeah. That's another old one that they show on Turner Classic.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the video, you know, and he was by a piano or something.
Yeah.
And it was
that one's in black and white, I think.
Black and white, but then they did White Christmas, which had Danny Kaye and
Rosemary
Clooney, grandmother of
great aunt.
Great aunt of George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny Kaye and what was the other girl's name?
I can never remember her name. She looks like a Barbie doll, though.
Sandra?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, you'll probably know. You're probably shouting it right now. Next one is Christmas Vacation.
Oh my gosh, everybody said this one.
I like that one.
Christmas Vacation. Yeah.
I like that one. I mean, Chevy Chase is probably the best of the vacation films, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, European Vacation wasn't bad, but nobody ever talks about that, you know. The first one was okay.
That was probably well, no, I think Vegas Vacation might be the least, popular one,
maybe.
or the least shown one, because that was kind of a lot later, I guess, after they'd already done the other ones.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation, yeah, it's classic. It's another one that they show on television here in America all month long.
Yes.
Over and over and over. It never gets old, though. I mean, I never go, oh God, not this again. Turn it off, you know. Actually, one of the ones that I do, and I really liked it, as a kid when it came out, is Jim Carrey's The Grinch. I can't stand to watch it anymore. I don't know why.
It's so funny because someone else said that in their thing, that they liked how the Grinch Stole Christmas, version but the Jim Carrey.
Oh my gosh!
And there's a lot of people who don't like the Jim Carrey one.
I loved it originally because I was always a huge fan of the cartoon, of the original cartoon of it.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh wow, he looks like the live action version, like he is the embodiment of the Grinch.
I guess the film just fell flat.
I don't know. At the time, I really, really enjoyed it, but I just can't stand watching it now. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
the beginning of it, you know, how he goes into the snowflake and everything, and that's Whoville. It was quite good, but I don't know. I don't know, really. I just really can't.
He did like a CGI version of A Christmas Carol too, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I've never watched it. That's Disney's.
And apparently people didn't like that either. Maybe people just don't like Jim Carrey.
Anymore.
I mean,
he was huge for a while.
He was huge in Ace Ventura, and then he did Liar Liar and all that.
Yeah.
And then
The Mask.
And I think his popularity kind of waned after Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I remember going to see that film and everybody was just like, "Oh, I'm just sick of Jim Carrey."
Was that
now.
after the Truman Show?
Yeah.
Because I think he won an award for the Truman Show. Anyway, get back. We got to get back on track. We're running out of time.
Stop talking about Jim Carrey's career here. and the next one is Mixed Nuts.
Mixed Nuts.
We watched that just last year, didn't we?
We saw that last year after somebody on social media recommended it. We had never seen it. Neither of us had ever seen it. And it's very hilarious. I mean,
yes.
It was bound to be with Steve Martin in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's definitely a funny one.
Love Actually is next.
Love Actually.
Love Actually
is a new classic.
Yeah, everyone loves that one.
Although, Dominic and I are watching this Norwegian Christmas sitcom.
Home for Christmas, it's called.
Right now.
It's on Netflix, yeah.
On Netflix, yeah. And Love Actually is her favorite film. And the show is all about her basically trying to find a date. She's single, and her family is on to her about being single all the time. And so she's basically the whole show trying to find a date to bring home for Christmas. And this one guy she goes out with is really just ripping Love Actually.
Like, oh, it's terrible. Yeah, you know.
And kind of a lot of the things he brings up are just
they're valid points, but it's like it's a romantic comedy. Yeah, there's going to be like plot holes here, you know. In every film, there's always a plot hole, you know.
It's like stereotypes, and it's kind of like things that you like certain characters for. If you really go back and think about it, it's like, why do I like them for that? Why do I, you know? Yeah. Anyway,
Love Actually
it's quite
is
funny
all around.
It's quite funny, but I do still like Love Actually.
Yes.
Another one nobody mentioned, it just made me think of it, is The Holiday. That's a fun film with
Cameron
Jude
Diaz.
Law. Yeah, Kate Winslet and Jack Black randomly.
Jack Black, yeah. Crazy Jack Black.
That's another fun, like, Christmas romantic comedy. Oh, the next one is your favorite.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's so funny because it's huge in the UK.
Several people mentioned that one,
Several people mentioned it, yeah. And it's huge in the UK, but over here it's kind of like, oh, yeah, and that. And it's like, I think it's probably the definitive version of the story.
Yeah.
And Michael Caine is a definitive Scrooge.
I think people just go, oh, well, it's like, I don't know, it's for kids because it's the Muppets, you know?
Yeah, but no, they
they
tell the story. And,
Michael
you know,
Caine is a great Scrooge.
Yeah, no, he was Scrooge. He was so good.
You know what? This is off topic slightly, again, but who disappointed me as Scrooge greatly, just like hugely disappointed
we
me
need
as
to
Scrooge.
watch it again.
Nah, Patrick Stewart's Scrooge. He just wasn't Scroogey enough.
He wasn't Scroogey enough.
No, and he so could have been, but he was quite tame, and I don't know. I thought, oh, this is going to be it. This will be
I thought so too.
Christmas Carol.
I mean, I don't think I don't think I've only seen it like once. Maybe I'll have to watch it again and see.
Yeah, we saw it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, womp. And speaking of Scrooge,
the Albert Finney one. But honestly, I'll watch.
Oh, we've already mentioned that one. The George.
Oh, is that what it's called? No. There's an Albert Finney. There's one with Albert Finney.
Scrooge with Albert Finney. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen this.
The Albert Finney version. But honestly, I'll watch any version of that story. How the Grinch
Is
Stole
that the Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
Scrooge? Huh.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yes. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, any version but Jim Carrey's. The Polar Express.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. A Christmas Story. Charlie Brown. And my fave new one, which is only on Netflix, A Boy Named Christmas.
Oh, wow. They have a lot of Christmas films. Yeah, a lot of favorites.
A lot of favorites, yeah. We watched A Boy Named Christmas, didn't we? And that was a pretty good story.
Yeah, we did.
Toby Jones was in it, yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, he was one of the elves.
Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember that. Before we get into some of the new Christmas films that we've watched more recently, Polar Express is quite good, actually. The animation put me off in the beginning.
The animation is pretty dated by today's standards.
The animation kept me from wanting...
It was back then, it was, whoa, you know,
it kept... Oh, yeah. And it was like, oh, wow, Tom Hanks plays all these characters,
it's motion capture, yeah.
And it looks just like him, and yeah. The animation I found quite just creepy and off-putting, and it kept me from watching it for a long time, so...
Because I think that was like 2004.
Was it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was early CGI days, because a lot of people will remember the early 2000s as being, everybody was like, oh, CGI, yeah, this is the new thing we're putting into movies now.
Yeah.
And, you know, people can do CGI, and it was, like, pretty terrible, because the technology was rather new, and they didn't really know how to use it back then.
Yeah.
So it was motion capture and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Polar Express suffered from that, but, I mean, they could probably do an overhaul of it now.
I mean, yeah.
If they wanted to.
If they wanted to.
A remaster.
Which I'm sure they don't. A Christmas Story is another one that they show on television over here
they do
all
that
the time.
24 hours on, was it?
TBS.
TBS?
Yeah.
No, and it's all the time. It's
from like 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve until
6 a.m. Boxing Day.
No, it's just Christmas. But it'll be like 6 p.m. Christmas Eve to 6 p.m. Christmas Day. Something like that. It's 24 hours. And I remember when I was a kid and we used to like all get together as a family, it would be on at my aunt's house. She'd just have that on in the background. You know, like nobody's watching it, but it's just on, you know, you'll shoot your eye.
It was never a big popular film in the UK.
No, I've read before people in the UK until like recently.
Had never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Yeah. Like,
it came out in like the mid-80s, didn't it?
Yeah, it's set in the
50s or something, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, no, and it's just like, oh, the Christmas Story.
Basically, it was the inspiration for the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first got here, A Christmas Story, I was like, I've never seen it before at all. You know, it's like it was never, it was never played.
It's a classic. The bunny suit and the leg lamp and all of that.
And I think it's become like a classic because they've done this whole marathon of it.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's like, I've seen that film now 200 times.
Maybe it has.
Because
maybe it was like TBS was just like, you know what, nobody watches television.
Yeah.
On this day because everybody's too busy like with their family and stuff, so we'll just run Christmas Story over and over, you know, and that's made people go, yes.
Whereas in the UK, it's more a case of like the new stuff comes out on Christmas Day, you know, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, there'll be a special of a show, you know.
Yeah.
And it'll be like the new Sherlock or the new...
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I mean...
Because there is definitely nothing on...
Because people are sick of each other by that time. They just want to watch the TV. They're just like, oh, yeah, I've had my turkey, I've had my presents, I just want to sit and watch the new... whatever, Only Fools and Horses or whatever it'll be, you know.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, quickly before we run out of time, we just wanted to mention some of the, within the last couple of years, some of the Christmas films and Christmassy shows that we've watched that were new to us anyway.
Yeah. We recently just watched this mini-series on Netflix called Dash and Lily.
So cute!
And it was a Christmas, like, rom-com which took from everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about, you know, like a game... It was like a
scavenger hunt. Yeah.
And, you know, she set it to find her perfect mate, you know.
And it came out in like 2018 or something, wasn't it?
2018, 2019.
It's not like super new, but we hadn't seen it. And it's really cute. Yeah. It was in like the teenager section or something, I think is what it said it was geared toward. But it was just your classic like romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And it's really worth watching. And it kind of makes you feel like I can't believe nobody's ever thought to set a series at Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, this was like a one-off series, so obviously there wasn't going to be...
There's not a scope for a second one. Yeah.
No, but you could easily like set a show at Christmas, have it come out like through November and December.
Yeah.
And then that's when it comes out every year.
Yeah.
And it could just be like, oh, the next Christmas, you know, whatever. Like, oh,
next
when this
Christmas, what's happening?
Yeah, it's kind of shocking to think that nobody had ever done that before. Well, I mean, not that I know of, anyway. But it was really cute and fun to watch a series instead of just the film.
Yeah, no, it was that was one of the best things about it, and same with this Home for Christmas.
The Boy Named Christmas.
The Boy Named Christmas,
which one of our followers previously mentioned.
Yeah.
That was also on Netflix, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a Netflix one.
And it was basically like a
retelling of how Santa
came about,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're Santa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the boy's name was Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he became Santa, and the elves loved him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a show from another country also, wasn't it?
No, I think it was a co-production.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe the UK,
I don't
know.
It was made for Netflix, maybe.
Yeah. The Christmas Chronicles, we only just watched it. Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I'd heard a lot about that.
Yeah.
I don't know why we hadn't watched it before, but yeah, they were really cute. You actually said you thought it was better than the Santa Claus.
Better than the Santa Claus, yeah. I think Kurt Russell does a great job.
Dominic was like, oh, I think they're trying to...
replace the Santa Claus movies with this, you know.
Replace Tim Allen with Kurt Russell. Yeah, they were really cute. And, of course, getting to see Goldie Hawn and him together is was cute, and yeah,
it was cute.
It's definitely worth watching. Last year I saw somebody mention Nativity, which is a British like made for TV film.
It's a made for TV film, yeah. I had never heard of it before.
And so we looked them up.
I think it was about this teacher who comes to teach at this school, and there's like this guy there that wants the job, or he's the son of the head mistress or something.
I can't remember.
And all the kids love him, but he's like a teacher's assistant, and he wants to put on a nativity play.
It's a competition, I think.
It's a competition and it's kind of like he revs him up, and it's just like, no, the David Tennant was the first one.
Yeah, I think there was, 2 or 3 of them?
I think there's been 3, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
the third one was a little bit meh.
It's a competition between the schools who can put on the best Christmas nativity, and this school is like known that their choir or whatever can't sing.
Yeah.
The kids are terrible singers, and
yeah.
And so he's just like, but I think the kids wanted to do it, or I don't know. It's cute. I would definitely say the first one is probably the only one you really need to watch.
Yeah, the first one with David Tennant's probably the only one.
And I think that
because the second one, I don't know, it had someone else in it, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they weren't bad. Penn? They weren't bad. You can kind of look at them like the Hallmark
it was
films.
Martin Freeman.
You can kind of look at them like the Hallmark films. Like, it's something to just have on. You know what I mean? Like, it's something to watch if you're sick of all the other movies that we previously mentioned, They're not bad. I seem to think that we heard one of the songs from it in something else somewhere. So we were like, oh, the first one must have done pretty well.
Well, yeah, I think so.
It's like there's singing. So if you don't like that kind of thing, don't watch it. But
A Castle for Christmas with Brooke Shields and Cary Elwes.
Yeah, we really thought, oh god, this is gonna be
another Hallmark thing. But it was actually pretty well made.
Yeah, it was better. I mean, they actually filmed it in Scotland.
Yes.
At least part of it.
Cary Elwes did a terrible
Scottish accent.
There's actually a new one coming out on Sky. I think it's already just come out with Michael Sheen and Cary Elwes.
Oh, yeah?
Last Train to Christmas, which looks pretty good. I'll have to see if I can find it on some streaming site somewhere. Or it'll come to Netflix, I'm sure, at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, no, the trailer looks pretty good, so I want to see that.
I like both of them, yeah. Yeah, it was a little bit like, okay. I love Cary Elwes, actually. You guys, if you've ever seen A Princess Bride, you know who he is.
That's his film.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Robin Hood Men in Tights. He was also in Liar Liar. You mentioned Liar Liar earlier. He's done a lot of stuff, but people mostly know him from A Princess Bride, I think. I don't know. It's just like, why didn't they just get David Tennant or like somebody who's actually Scottish, His accent was not terrible, but
I mean, it's romantic comedy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think don't really want to do it.
And I think another thing that this film had going for it, which we already mentioned, was the fact that it was actually filmed over there, and it wasn't just pretending to be, and
like a terrible bucket load of snow.
Yeah,
thrown in
or big sheets of cotton over the bushes. when you watch some of these Hallmark films, the blankets of cotton on the ground and on the bushes. It's just so it just does not look
terrible. Absolutely terrible.
It's easy watching. It's easy watching. Yeah, you're not gonna go, wow, that was amazing. That was
amazing. The best production work I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it was cute.
Yeah. The Man Who Invented Christmas, we talked about.
Yeah.
Before with Dan Stevens as Charles Dickens.
Oh god, it's so good, you guys. Yeah. It's really, really good. I don't know, you don't hear anybody talking about it ever for some reason, but if you like Christmas Carol,
yeah,
then you will love this film because it's well done. It's really good.
One of the worst ones though was Dad's Christmas Date with Jeremy Piven.
Guys,
and I thought that was going to be pretty good, but it turned out to be pretty terrible.
Don't watch it. Do not watch it.
I mean, it's sad, but it's also just like, you know.
Not much of a story.
Not much of a story.
Lackluster acting.
A bit lackluster, yeah.
Yeah, it was just not great. The production values were not great. Another one that was okay-ish, not terrible, not great, was I can't remember the name of it now. The one that we watched also on Netflix with Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, yes.
It had a bunch of...
Father Christmas is Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible.
And they were the Christmas family. It wasn't terrible. There was some quirky stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been better, I think.
Yeah.
But it wasn't terrible. It's another one that's
Father Christmas is Back is what it was called. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was their father, yeah, and all that, you know. So.
Yeah, yes, they were the Christmas family, and he was Father Christmas. Anyway, I think that'll do it.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this one.
If you guys tuned in to listen to this, and it's actually the week of Christmas, and you're not listening to it after Christmas break, then you're better than me, because...
I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah, no, you must be ahead of the game. No, it's just... must be ahead of the game because it's like I've got so much to do. Although, yeah, maybe you're listening to this while you're wrapping presents or, sitting around the fire.
Sitting around the fire. It's going to be cold where you are.
If you're with your family
49 here.
And they might enjoy this type of podcast, be sure to tell them about us.
Yes.
We'll appreciate
hello
you forever
to your family. And hello to you too.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we appreciate your support. Be sure to check us out on social media. We are at Butty, TEABUTTY on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we'll talk to you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.